Now, in South Africa, there was an embroilment in a new racial flare-up on Monday after a white student was filmed urinating on a black student's books and laptop at one of the country's top universities. Now, Stellenbosch University, which described the incident as racist, said it had immediately suspended the undergraduate student, whom it did not name. According to a cell phone video circulating on social media, the man barged into the first-year black student's room at a hall of residence in the pre-dawn hours of Sunday and then urinated on his belongings. The university strongly condemns the destructive, hurtful, and racist incident, according to a statement by Stellenbosch. In a country which has struggled to shed the toga of apartheid or white supremacist racism since independence, this development seems to have set the alarm bells ringing again. Arise South Africa Correspondent Mxolisi Masango joins us now to look at how much disquiet this incident may have caused, especially as the Southern African country continues to deal with the fallout of recent xenophobic attacks against African immigrants in the Black Township. Welcome to the program, Mxolisi.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. Of course, I wish the circumstances were different. Now, let's begin. We understand that the university has suspended the student in question, but we also understand that there will be criminal charges pressed against him. What can you tell us, please?
Well, that's definitely correct. I can also confirm right now that a case has already been opened with the police. The student from Stellenbosch University confirmed it firmly last night to say that he had just made his way out of the police station where he laid a charge of criminal injury against the fellow student who was filmed urinating on his books and laptop. And also the university itself coming out to strongly condemn the incident, as you've also rightfully mentioned there in your intro. What the Stellenbosch University is saying is that there was going to be an investigation, a full-scale investigation into exactly what happened on the day. Well, you have most South Africans right now saying that there's not even a need for an investigation, especially where such a despicable incident is captured on camera. So what we know by now as well is that there is a protest that some of the students of that particular University of Stellenbosch are going to be embarking on tomorrow. This will be a protest against racism. According to student union SASCO says that they will not tolerate any racism in the country in any shape or form. And as you've rightfully mentioned, this is at a time where this triggers certain South Africans, especially when they have to think about the scars that they suffered under the apartheid regime, as well as some of the strides that have been made after so many years of democracy. Most South Africans coming out to say that it is actually still shocking that we still have to have such incidences happening under the new dawn of democracy in the country.
All right, Mxolisi, talk to us. We know that the family wants to open criminal investigation, but student representatives in the school are saying that this is an evil inflicted on minorities. Talk to us about the plights of the minority in a majorly dense white school like this particular one.
Look, I've already confirmed with the family, especially, and the young man himself. He's indicated that a case has officially been opened. He's opened a case of criminal injury. And also, this is at a time where, of course, we are seeing scars of the apartheid regime slowly starting to trickle. Like I've also said that, most South Africans felt triggered by this particular incident to say that we can't really still be having conversations as well as incidents of racism in the country in 2022, especially after so many years of the dawn of democracy here in the country. We're expecting that case to be in court, I think sometime next week, yet to confirm or get a date that has been confirmed. And the police have also come onto the record to say that indeed a case of criminal injury has been opened against that particular student. At this particular point in time, I also had the opportunity, I will be visiting the school tomorrow when the protest actually happens. You have so many students coming out to say that there have been many familiar racial incidents at that particular school. So this came as no surprise to them, which is why they've decided to have that protest tomorrow, which is a way in which they're saying enough is enough of racism in that particular school. And this is, in Stellenbosch, which is thought to be dominated by white people, the more affluent part of the nation, where you have some of the wine farms that are based there in the Western Cape. So you have the likes of Sesco as well as the other student formations coming out to say that they will be taking their fight to the street tomorrow via a protest.
Well, now, before this ugly incident, can you briefly tell us what racial relations has been like in South Africa following the apartheid era?
Look, there's always one of those mushrooming 1 or 2 incidents which you'd call isolated incidents. But if you take to social media right now, South Africans feel like racism is still very much well and alive in the country, especially if you juxtapose what you see in the townships as well as the more areas which are deemed to be white dominated. It would be some of those incidences where you have South Africans share their accounts of what they see when they go shopping, typically some of those examples when they go to sports sessions, when they take their children to sports sessions. So it would seem like well into democracy, there's still a long way to go in order for South Africa to really be a truly non-racial democracy that everybody has been preaching about, especially when you have incidents as this one, which trigger South Africans to say that it takes them to the dark past of the country in 2022.
A very sad story indeed. Mxolisi Masango, Arise South Africa correspondent. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.